with so much going on these days in the way of investigations, and we still have Robert Mueller's special counsel. Of course, he was supposed to look into potential illegal collusion between President Trump and Russia, and it's morphed into basically whatever he wants to pursue. Kind of like the investigation that James Comey, as the Deputy Attorney General, recommended that the then Attorney General, John Ashcroft, should recuse himself, which he followed that advice. And then Mr. Comey was able to appoint his very dear friend and his child's godfather, Patrick Fitzgerald, to be the special attorney, special counsel, and Mr. Comey apparently knew at the time the investigation began that the person that leaked Valerie Plame's identity as a CIA agent was named Richard Hermitage, somebody they did not want to go after, even though it was supposed to have been a crime, but they weren't interested in the crime. They were interested in nailing a person or persons. And it really appears that's not only what Patrick Fitzgerald did. He wanted somebody's hide, and apparently it was Dick Cheney's. Might have settled for Karl Rove. Apparently the offer was made more than once. It was reported that Fitzgerald was offering Scooter Libby, if you can just give me anything that will convict Vice President Cheney, then we'll make sure you don't have anything to worry about. But Scooter Libby was not going to lie to get himself out from under the gun. And as was reported, witness against him, Judy Mueller, later believed when she found some notes, whoops, Libby had not lied as she originally thought. Apparently he was interested, or he was innocent just as he had contended, and apparently would have walked away without any problems, without the full force of the federal government coming after him, if he had just given him anything that, that's Comey's child's godfather, given him anything that would have allowed him to convict Vice President Cheney. And it appears Mueller's investigation now has ceased looking for a crime involving Trump and Russia and is focused on just finding something, kind of like the effort that Comey's buddy, if it's Comey's buddy, since we're told Comey and Mueller basically joined at the hip, then must have been Mueller's friend too, but they wanted Vice President Cheney, and when Scooter Libby wouldn't lie and do that, well, they convicted him of lying when apparently he did not lie. He was innocent, which you can go back and find these type things in Robert Mueller's wake, whether it was as the Assistant U.S. Attorney in charge of criminal investigations in Boston, when they were found to later to have had people that worked for Mueller who were in bed with Whitey Bulger, mob leader, and Mueller kept insisting that these 4 people that were framed by FBI agents should remain in prison and not be paroled. 2 of them died in prison, and there was ultimately a settlement, but Mueller couldn't be bothered with the settlement because of the actions of the people that worked for him. Just like he went after Dr. Hatfield, claiming that he was the anthrax killer. And some say that was the highest profile case his FBI's director had handled. Others would say it was the prosecution and conviction of Ted Stevens, U.S. Senator, which we later found out was a frame-up. The FBI is reported to have hidden evidence that completely exonerated him and manufactured evidence. And after that came to light, his conviction, all of the case was dropped, as it should have been, well before it was ever even pursued. But they got the intended result. The trial, a week or so before his election, he was convicted and therefore lost the election. Kind of like what Mueller, as FBI director, had his FBI do to Kirk Weldon, that I saw stand at this podium numerous times and talk about the FBI had some information before 9/11 that showed that they could have stopped it, something like that. But he just kept beating up on the FBI. I didn't have any idea whether what Kirk Weldon was talking about was true or not. But I do know that just a few weeks before his reelect, after he'd been easily reelected a number of times, and after he was shown to have a decent lead over a very good Democratic opponent, 3 weeks before the election, the FBI stormed his daughter's office, and Mueller's FBI had leaked the information, apparently, because the place was covered up with reporters of all kinds so that they could document the raid on Kirk Weldon's daughter's office. And shortly thereafter, protesters with signs showed up at Kirk's office claiming that he'd been caught red-handed. And the implications were clear from the FBI that Kirk Weldon was guilty of something, and that brought about his defeat by about 2%. And as I understand, a year after that raid on the Weldons, the FBI contacted Kirk Weldon's daughter and said, "You need to come pick up all this stuff." There was never a grand jury that we know of. There was no indictment. There was no real investigation. Mueller's FBI got tired of Kirk Weldon making allegations from this podium I'm standing at now, and they silenced him as a representative. So, and there's much more, but we find out, and there's an article in the American Thinker by Daniel John Sabisky, and it talks about uranium-1, and it says, back in July, I called for a criminal investigation into Hillary Clinton's collusion with Russia to turn over control of 20% of our uranium supplies to Russian interests in return for some $145 million in donations to the Clinton Foundation. Now it turns out there was one. An FBI investigation dating back to 2009 with current Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller up to their eyeballs in covering up evidence of Hillary's collusion bordering on treason with Vladimir Putin's Russia. Prior to the Obama administration approving the very controversial deal in 2010, giving Russia 20% of America's uranium, the FBI had evidence that Russian nuclear industry officials were involved in bribery, kickbacks, extortion, and money laundering in order to benefit Vladimir Putin, says a report by The Hill. John Solomon, Allison Spann of The Hill, federal agent, said this: federal agents used confidential U.S. witness working inside the Russian nuclear industry to gather extensive financial records make secret recordings and intercept emails as early as 2009 that showed Moscow had compromised an American uranium trucking firm with bribes and kickbacks in violation of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FBI and court documents show. So from today's report, we find out that the investigation was supervised by then U.S. Attorney Rod Rosenstein, who is now President Trump's Deputy Attorney General, and then Assistant FBI Director Andrew McCabe, who is now the Deputy FBI Director under Trump. Robert Mueller was head of the FBI from 2001 through September 2013 until James Comey took over as FBI Director in 2013. They were both involved in this Russian scam, being that this case started in 2009 and ended in 2015. And let me insert parenthetically, Mr. Speaker, I don't know who recommended that the U.S. attorney investigating Russian collusion with Hillary Clinton and with the trucking firm, with others here in the United States, but whoever recommended Rod Rosenstein to President Trump as Deputy Attorney General should be fired, whoever that was. They're not there to help President Trump.